And we are in line 13. But I, like a deaf man, do not hear, and I am like a mute who does not open his mouth. Thus I am like a man who does not hear, and in whose mouth is no response. And so it gives us a reference scripture to Jesus and Matthew and what he did when he was being accused or being examined. All right, so Matthew 27:12-14, that says, and while he was being accused by the chief priests and elders, he answered nothing. Then Pilate said to him, do you not hear how many things they testify against you? And he answered him not one word, so that the governor marveled greatly. All right, so, and David is saying that, you know, he can't hear and he can't speak. And that's how devastated he is. He can't hear or speak. 15. For in you, O Lord, I hope. You will hear, O Lord, my God. For I said, hear me, lest they rejoice over me, lest when my foot slips, they magnify themselves against me. All right, so now he's saying that in you, he's telling the Lord, for in him and the Lord, that that's where his hope is. And he gives us a reference scripture to Psalm 39:7 that says, and now, Lord, what do I wait for? My hope is in you. All right, and we're going to read that next time in Psalm 39. All right, so now it says, he says, you will hear, O Lord, and that means you will answer, O Lord, my God. For I said, hear me, lest they rejoice over me, lest when my foot slips, they magnify themselves against me. All right, let's move into the next stanza, 17. For I am ready to fall, and my sorrow is continually before me. For I will declare my iniquity, I will be in anguish over my sin, but my enemies are vigorous, and they are strong, and those who hate me wrongfully have multiplied. Those also who render evil for good, they are my adversaries, because I follow what is good. All right, so let's elaborate on 17. For I am ready to fall, and my sorrow is continually before me. And so this gives us a reference scripture to Psalm 51:3. And whenever you're going to read about David and sin, you already know that Psalm 51 is going to be one of the reference scriptures, because it talks about his confession and forgiveness of sin. All right, so 51:3, that says, for I acknowledge my transgressions, and my sin is ever before me. And that's what David, and that's what we have to do when we fall short. We have to acknowledge that we have done wrong. Does God know we've done wrong? Of course God knows that we have done wrong, because everything is open and naked before him. Of course he knows we have already done wrong, but we have to acknowledge that, you know, in order to let him know, agree with him that, hey, yes, Lord, it is wrong what I did, and it goes against your law. And so so he says, for I'm ready to fall, and my sorrow is continually before me. 18, for I will declare my iniquity, I will be in anguish over my sin. And so it gives us a reference scripture to Psalm 32:5 that says, acknowledge my sin to you, and my iniquity I have not hidden. I said, I will confess my transgressions to the Lord, and you forgave the iniquity of my sin. And so we talked about this in Psalm 32, that sin must be what? Confessed and forsaken. Confessed and forsook. That's what sin must be. You got to confess it and forsake it. All right. And then so when he talks about going back to Psalm 38, when he's saying that I will be in anguish, that's like a deep sorrow over sin. And then he said in 19, but my enemies are vigorous and they are strong. Of course they're going to be vigorous and strong. All right? Because they already know, you know, you're down, and that's going to make them happy. And those who hate me wrongfully have multiplied. Now you have a lot of more people that are against you. Then it says in 20, those also who render evil for good, they are my adversaries, because I follow what is good. And so it gives us a reference scripture to Psalm 35:12. Go ahead and move there. We're going to pause here, and we'll pick it up in the next segment, and then go ahead and close it out.